Mr. Scott DeJoly of Tennessee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Countryman, did I hear you say that it was your belief that Iran never intended to slow its testing of ballistic missiles?
I don't know about never, and it's difficult to talk about intent, but the record shows that they have had a consistent, steady program of ballistic missile development for missiles of various range, similar to that of a number of other countries in the region and beyond the Middle East.
And it's your job to apply sanctions for violations?
It's my job, with the support of a number of agencies, both to apply strategic trade controls to inhibit Iran acquiring the technology, and in cooperation with Treasury and others to apply sanctions to entities in Iran and outside Iran that violate those restrictions.
Okay. And you stated in your written testimony that all the sanction authorities we need are already in place, and we have repeatedly used our own domestic authorities to sanction entities involved in Iran's ballistic missile program and will continue to do so as warranted. I mean, you can say that you've got the authorities to deal with it, but that rings hollow. The Iran, North Korea, and Syria Non-Proliferation Act of 2006, which levies U.S. sanctions on entities connected with Iran ballistic activity, is implemented by your office. But the GAO study commissioned by this committee from last year shows the State Department to be completely delinquent in applying these sanctions. The report that triggers designation for sanctions for 2011 showed up in December of 2014, 36 months late. The last report sat on the Deputy Secretary's desk for more than a year, according to GAO. The State Department needs to comply with INCS's 6-month reporting cycle and minimize the delays in its ability to impose INCS's sanctions. Would you agree?
I read the GAO report. It's a good one. I agree that we have been slow. I would not say delinquent. I think the report did a good job of stating the important verification process that we have to go through in a complex interagency process. I'm determined to do better.
Well, they also stated that political concerns such as international negotiations, relations with countries involved in transfers can delay the State implementing the process. Would you agree with that?
No.
So the Ben Rhodes comment and all that has nothing to do with protecting the President's legacy, in your opinion?
I don't know which comment you're referring to.
Well, the echo chamber, the fact that they were trying to hide the fact that this is not really a good deal. But you said that you don't think you're completely delinquent. Do you not think 36 months behind on a 6-month window is completely delinquent?
I think if you wanted a report every 6 months, you would get an inadequate report. I think that we have to do better and faster, but I think
they're shooting missiles now. I mean, we agree there's missiles that have Israel needs to be abolished, and you're saying that we have all the people in place to apply these sanctions. That's not very comforting when we're looking at 2-3-year delays in a program where we have a deal that's designed to curtail the development of nuclear weapons, but a ballistic missile is the essential component to delivering these not only to Israel but to our allies in the United States. And you say you have to do better. It doesn't give me much comfort. Where are the delinquent reports right now? Where are they in the process?
Well, first, I would note that INCSNA is not our only tool. It is a congressionally mandated tool, and we take that very seriously, and we want it to be a good decision process and one that can be justified and explained fully to you when it is delivered. But we have other tools available if we need them in order to move against individual entities. In terms of where we are in the report, I am hopeful that you will get the 2013 report in the very near future. The 2014 report is well in preparation, and as I said, we're trying to.
Do we know whose desks they're on now? Do you know where they're at? I mean, we're talking reports from 3 years ago on a 6-month window again, and you're saying we need to do better. Do you know where they're at?
Yes.
Who has them?
They're in the process, and I think they will be completed shortly.
So you're not going to tell me who has them. You're just going to tell us that, you know, we're going to do better. We're 3 years behind. They're shooting missiles. We're in the middle of a deal that Secretary Kerry all but admitted it's not a matter of if it fails, it's more when it fails, which could be a year, 2 years, 3 years. So you're applying sanctions from reports from 2 to 3 years ago for things that are happening now. Is that what you're telling us?
I'm saying that we have sanctioned the primary entities involved in Iran's missile program, and if we rush this to you any sooner, it will not make a dramatic change in the entities that are already sanctioned.
Or the President may look bad.
Pardon me?
Or the President may look bad, as the GAO reported that that's the reason for these delays.
The gentleman's
The
time
GAO is not
expired.
correct on that point.
We are now going to Mr.